We will be in a second.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, we are live.
cool. I'll let everybody in.
Joy. Yay.
All right, let's go through this. Jason, Riley. Oh, I admitted Karina by accident. Shoot. Wait, this has to be in the right order. I have to or send it back to the way.
Fine. It's fine. It moves on speaker view anyway.
I don't think it does.
Every single Zoom has moved for speaker view for me.
Hold on.
So,
Y'all, why do I have a person here?
Hold on.
Oh,
Kaylin, Jamie, right? Yes.
yes.
Ashlyn,
Damon.
Damon. I have to wait until they come in or else it'll. Well, Karina, and Dave. Oh,
Alrighty, jurors. Welcome to the season 17 finale. In just a moment, we will be beginning tonight's finale proceedings, as the 9 jurors will have a moment to question the final two to allow yourself to make the best possible vote for a winner that you can. However, before we can question the final two, we must learn who the final two are. Does anybody have any guesses as to who juror number 9 is going to be? Damon says, please be a man.
hopefully not our corporate daddy Suba. Anybody but her.
Alrighty. Well, if nobody has other thoughts, please welcome juror number 9. Suba, welcome to the jury. You are officially juror number 9. Jurors, the 9 of you in just a moment are going to have a moment to address the final two, who are Caden and Juan. You will get to ask them anything that you would like or make any statement that you wish. They will then, after we do all of that, have a chance to make a final plea, and then you will cast your vote. Remember, you are casting a vote for who you want to win and be the representative of BBSS 17.
yes, and just to recap also, Caden won part one of the final HOH. Juan won part two, and Caden won part three to evict Suba. So that's where we're at right now.
Thanks for the reminder, guys.
All right, well, let's let our final clue in.
Alrighty, Caden and Juan, welcome to the finale. We have all 9 jurors here and present as we get into tonight's proceedings. As a reminder for everyone, we are going to go through each jury member one at a time. They will get the chance to address one or both members of the final two, asking a question or making a statement. Once they feel as though they've gotten everything that they need, we will move on. We will do that 9 times. After that, Kaden and Juan, you will each have a chance to make a final statement, no more than 3 minutes. At which point the jury will then cast their votes to win. If no one's got any questions before we begin, we are going to start off strong with none other than Jason. Jason, the floor is yours.
Can you let my computer in? Because you guys have been like frozen on my screen since Suba arrived. Thank you.
Can I remove your? Oh, he left.
Room review.
Okay, well, oh my goodness. Wow. I really wish that I could say I'm excited about this, but I feel like this was the worst outcome out of anybody, unfortunately. Um, Regardless of being bitter, though, I unfortunately feel like it is only fair to give you both a fair shot at my vote. no matter how upset I am at you guys on a personal level, or game level. I will say, Caden, for you tonight, the only way that you will win in a jury vote is if you can own your game and recognize that the way that you sent people out of this game left almost every single person feeling very bitter towards you. If you can own up to your game and admit your faults, I think you have this one in the bag. Juan, for my vote personally, it really comes down to you acknowledging that the way that you treated me was not fair. Granted, the way that I reacted in that video was not fair. But I think ultimately it's taking accountability for both of you guys. If you guys cannot own your game 100% and acknowledge that neither of you guys played a perfect game, I feel like you guys actually have a shot. If you don't, I think it's a very clear win for Juan. So, Kaden, you really need to step it up tonight and acknowledge what you're going to be speaking about. I don't have any questions. I really wish I could be voting for Suba right now, but I can't. So, I'd say good luck, but I really don't want to be voting for either of you. So, Riley, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Riley, your shot to address or question one or both of the final two.
Wait, so I'm allowed to ask both a question? Oh, amazing. I'm gonna start with one. So my question for you is, did you turn your back on Jason in order to prove your loyalty to your original alliance? Or did Caden actually just change your mind last minute by telling you that in the past games he plays like a villain?
Okay. So I did not turn my back on Jason to be loyal to that alliance. I turned my back on Jason because Jason and I had a structure together and I wanted to take full control of it. And that structure included you and Lefteri. That's why I wanted to backdoor Jason before Lefteri went, because I wanted to have you and Lefteri without Jason's influence. On week 5, which is when I won HOH, I heard from Karina that Jason was trying to make an alliance with Kaylin and Damon and her. And that scared me because that made me realize that Jason's power structure was growing in a way that I wouldn't be able to control if I didn't like cut it off early. So like that, even though I entered the week wanting to backdoor Jason, that kind of just like confirmed my doubts that if I had left Jason in the game longer, he would have been inevitable later on. So it wasn't more about like showing loyalty, but more about having grasp on the people that I wanted to be on my structure.
Am I allowed to follow up or no? Okay.
Yeah, it's your time.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to take like all night. I just, you guys know me. I can't stop talking. I can't stop asking questions. Did you know that Jason was not the one that proposed that alliance? It was proposed to him and he accepted it?
I did not know that, no.
Okay. I'm done. Hayden. My question for you is kind of a very open-ended question. So I guess my question for you is, do you have any regrets in this game? Or if you played again, is there anything that you would particularly do differently?
I do have regrets in this game. Personal and game regrets. I feel like I was always very, very, very opinionated, and I cut off a lot of my options before I fully thought out things. And I think that this harmed me in the long run because it allowed people to be bitter towards me. I think you and I already had my people in the beginning of the jury, and we had a conversation like that about being open, and there was no point I could rationalize at that point to work with you. And so our games were just totally apart the whole time. And if I were to replay again, I think that I would make sure that I played a little bit more of a game where I could adapt, because I had so many people that I was good with in the beginning of this game. I really was playing all sides. And I realized that that also comes with a lot of hurt feelings. My primary goal coming into this game was to make friends and get close to people. It has been years since I have played one of these games, and I immediately dove in and got so close to so many people. Like I truly believe that I made a genuine personal connection with every single juror here, and that was always the truth. But also at the end of the day, I came here to win, and that came with hurting feelings. And I'm hoping that if I get the win tonight, I can walk away feeling like I did those things for a reason. If I did those things senselessly and I did it all to lose, that would really, really, really fucking suck. And that would make this experience feel very stained to me because I did all of this to win for myself.
No, of course, that makes sense. One more follow-up. Is there any particular example that you could give?
Of something that I regret?
Yeah, either a regret or something that if you played it again, you would do differently. Like, is there a particular move that you have in mind,
Yeah.
or is
I have
there
a,
like, yeah,
I have a move that I regret. I think that during the final 9 week, I played that week really badly. I had been told information about the secret veto from Karina, and I was simply I came in that week feeling on a high. I threw the HOH. I felt good with every single person in the game, and all of that quite literally crumbled before my eyes because I found out a piece of information, and people realized that I was not being upfront with them. I watched my game basically fall apart before my eyes. And I would have played that a lot differently. I ruined trust with Danny. I ruined trust with Juan. I ruined trust with Jamie. I ruined trust with Ashlyn. All those people that I thought that I had going into the week, I left that week needing to win HOH the next week, which thank God that I did, or I probably would be on the jury right now. So I would have done that week a lot differently. And I probably would have talked to Karina about a way that we can make sure that we were not going to get a lot of backlash for the secret veto thing and not give Kaylin and Damon false hope.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Riley. We are now moving on to juror number 3. Kaylin, the floor is all yours.
All right. I have a question for both of you. I guess we can start with Kaden. I want you to make a case for why the other person should win instead of you.
A case for Juan to win. I mean, honestly, he was public enemy at one point in this game after the Jason blindside. I don't think anyone foresaw him getting to the final 2, whereas I don't know if that was ever the case for myself. Um, I also believe that I think during the pre-jury, Juan had the strongest social game. I was saying for weeks that I thought Juan was the number 1 player. He also made a big move on Jason, which I don't believe that was the smartest move he could have made, and I tried to persuade him away from that. But also, I mean, it was a move, and he's still here after making that big of a move, and that's impressive. And he also convinced me to take him off the block during the week that he would have gone home.
Same question. Okay. When it comes to Caden, you cannot deny that this man controlled the end game because of his competition wins. He had full loyalty from Danny and Suba, and it was just like you couldn't penetrate that trust. He was such a big force during the end game, and that is something that like needs to be respected because no one could do anything. He was untouchable. And week after week after week, the people that would have been able to give him the more resistance were leaving. Jamie left, Ashlyn left, Damon left, Karina left, Daniel left. This boot order was the perfect case scenario for Kaden. And I feel like he was able to just keep growing like this fortress around him until this final 2 right now.
That is all I had. So,
Great. All right. Thank you, Kaylin. Jamie, you're up.
Hi guys. I think that unlike most people, I'm actually excited to be able to vote between 2 of you because I think you would both be deserving winners for this season. I just want to ask Juan, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about like maybe parts of your game that went unnoticed by the jury or something that people didn't get to see that help you get to the end.
Yeah, thank you. So as Kieran mentioned, I am really proud of the way I played the pre-jury. I had three power structures. One that was created because of the duos, so this one included Jason. The other one that included Kira and Karina, which was the safe space, which later became the Conti Cowgirls. I'm pretty sure you are all aware of by now. The third structure, though, was my ability to create connections with people that might have been seen as singles in the game. That included you, Jamie. That included Suba. That included Riley. And I believe that I had a talent to pick up people that were on the bottom by acting as if I were on the bottom, by treating them as not numbers, nor people to be dragged, but as allies. I would talk to them in a way that like it showed them that I wanted to play with them. And I was able to get information from that. I was able to hire a connection after the Jason blindside. I liked the people. I told them that you were angry at me after that. That was never true. And I was able to get information like how Damon had gotten the money and how Kaylin had been the third nominee 6 hours before Karina told us about it. So I knew that Karina was lying way early on because based on the items that she was claiming that she had. I was able to, on week 3, I planned a fake flip a vote on Riley to keep Cyan so Suba could trust me moving forward. I knew that the flip was never happening, and I organized that in a way that was never traceable to me. But Suba believed that I was trying to actually keep Cyan, even though that was never the case, as a way to get her loyalty. I feel like those individual connections are things that not a lot of people had in the game. Same with Riley. I was able to clear the deal with Riley because I tried to get her evicted on the double eviction by being upfront and being like, this is the reason why I wanted Lefteria to stay. And she believed me, which was true. And then after that, I didn't believe that she would turn on me based on the reasons that I gave her.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Is that all you've got, Jamie?
That's it for me.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We are now heading into the halfway point of this evening, juror number 5 out of 9. With laptop in hand, Ashlyn, the floor is yours.
Laptop, Ashley.
Thank you. Learning about osteomyelitis, so fun. So my question for you guys, both of you, is just how you both how you feel like you both gained and maintained such power early on in the game, and then when you started losing it, how you went about regaining that.
I feel like I've always been in a position in this game where I was mostly in power. There were definitely faults though. In the beginning of this game, I too, like Juan had just said, I was going around to literally every single person making true solid connections. I never viewed anyone simply as a number. I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly the people that I wanted to work with. And that's how I fell into alliances early in this game. I fell into a 3-person alliance that I made week 2 between Suba and Danny called Eric's Embodiment, which was my main alliance early in this game. They were my 2 closest people, and I really, really, really felt loyalty to them until they had a little bit of a shift. And I then moved on to adding Danny into this group called the Cunty Cowgirls, which you guys have heard about as well. Originally, it was made by Juan, called the Safe Space, and I wanted to pull in Danny, so I had all of my closest people in this game in one place, and I knew that I would be on top of the power structure in that alliance simply because I had Danny, who I was a duo with. I had Karina, who ended up telling me all of her information on the game. I was never blindsided. I knew about the 6-shooter twist before it happened. I knew about her secret veto before either of the other 2 alliance members, and I also had Juan basically giving up his game for me during my HOH. I think my competition wins really, really did help me keep me in power, but I also threw a lot of competitions. Early on in this game, I threw the first HOH. I threw the double HOH to Danny. I really only tried to win exactly when I needed to ensure Lefteria going home in the double. I had a lot of influence over that. I basically told Danny to nominate Riley Lefteria during that. He said he regretted it later on, but I wanted to make sure that one of those 2 went home that week. I always spoke my mind. And when things got bad, I did rely on my comp wins. I won HOH in the final 8, and I absolutely needed that. I had no idea that there was this group that was formed against me the week before, and had I not won HOH, I would have never known about that. Nobody would have ever told me about that group. I would have stayed in a mystery, but I knew that I needed to get someone out of that group, and that's why I put up Ashlyn as a replacement nominee to ensure that one of those 2 who would never work with me in the game at that point moving forward would go home. I also was fully prepared going to the 6-shooter twist because Karina had told me, so I felt equipped and prepared for basically every single week of this game.
Alrighty. So when it comes to power, I do believe that I held a lot of power during the pre-jury phase, based on a lot of connections that I had. People were not coming after me, and even if they wanted to, I had the votes to stay based on the 3 power structures I had built. However, most of it did crumble during the Jason week because of my bad management, my bad threat management, and that did force me to play a little bit into the background, but I was able to survive the Riley and Killing weeks based on my social connections and based on being able to create the Outouts Alliance that included Jamie, Ashley, and Danny. After that, however, Kaden decided to realize that I was regaining control after the Jason week and nominated me. So my strategy there was to play a Superman-like strategy where I was trying to boost Kaden into other people's eyes as a threat. So I, on purpose, told Suba that I didn't want to play with her. And I made sure that everyone in the house knew about this, so people realized how powerful Kaden actually was. I was trying to make his target big and shiny. And I was trying to make it seem that I was someone who had like a weak will, and because I was ready to cut people just because he told me to. He never told me though. I was pretty much told him, I'm gonna do this even if you don't want to, which is what I did. I tried to regain control by just keep having these conversations about win equity, knowing that I was the person with like on paper the lowest win equity, which is why I was able to skate by for like 4 boots in a row. I was able to pretty much make sure that every time someone was on the block and was about to leave, they liked me and they hated Kaden. So my control was mostly about jury management. Since I was not winning competitions, I couldn't have like an actual direct control on the game, but I did have control on how people left the game and how they left the game feeling about me.
Ashlyn, is that satisfactory?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Damon is here, but he cannot speak right now, so I will be Damon's voice. He is listening, but he has sent us something to say. Hello, Final Two. I don't want to wake up Holly Watson right now. No idea who that is. So I'm currently fighting for my life with crap hotel Wi-Fi. Anyways, this game has been played with such ego and stupidity. The social players were terrible strategic players and knew how to play an amazing social game, but do a better job of pissing everyone off for zero reason. I'm at a difficult spot. Juan, you never made an effort to connect with me at all, and even nominated me because of this, despite it being one-sided. I see myself voting for someone who didn't even try with me. Caden, oh buddy, I think you owe me a massive apology for this season. After being eliminated from the game, I found out so much and it hurts. Your treatment towards me during the end was not the nicest and giving me a lot of false hope and then arguing with me. I'm kind of paraphrasing how I'm feeling right now because it's just so much to unpack, but wow, the one word I can describe your social game towards me is asshole. But that's a conversation for another day. I need you guys to display how much you are aware of how despised by the jury your terrible jury management and ego troubles. We're going to play a game of how self-aware are you. For this, you're going to both close your eyes. I can't remember this. You're going to both close your eyes, and whoever reads this will read out every jury member's name. And if you think they will vote you tonight, please raise your hand. Please be as egocentric as you have been all game. This is not the time to act humble. Good luck. I really don't want to vote either of you on a Juan on a game note, on a Juan on a game note, and Caden for a personal. So good luck because I'm open ears. We never said Brits were perfect typers, so
I have a question though. Are we the ones closing our eyes?
yes.
Yeah, so I believe Juan and Kaden, you're about to close your eyes. We are going to read out the jurors' names. You will raise your hand if you think that you will be getting their jury vote. So,
Okay.
eyes closed.
All right, Jason. Riley. Kaylin. Jamie. Ashlyn. Damon. Karina. Danny. Suba. All right. Thank you guys. I don't think Damon has anything else to say, so thank you.
Perfect.
Mayor
Thank you.
Damon.
Thank you, Damon.
And
Thank
thank you, Holly Watson.
And thank you, Holly Watson. We are moving on to juror number 7, Karina. All you.
Hey guys, can you hear me? I just wanted to let you know I'm in dress rehearsals for a dance concert. I don't normally wear makeup like this. Okay, I have
So-
questions for both of you. I'm gonna start with Kaden. Kaden, it's no secret that you played a very strategic game. Somehow, I reached the jury feeling bitter towards you, but figured it would disappear as I discussed your game with other people. I was shocked to find out that the bitterness towards you had only actually grown. Why do you think your game had such a hostile backlash on the jury? What were the faults that you made? Why do you think you had such a negative reaction?
It's seeming to me that I think I truly became so close with so many people, like on a personal level. Like I spent hours and hours and hours on FaceTime with like at least 5 of you guys. And I always wanted those personal relationships to remain strong throughout the game. But I realized as more and more people left, how angry they were with me. And I realized that the control that I thought I had over the game, it didn't extend to out of the game. It didn't extend to the jury house. It only stayed within the confines of the house. And I realized that, you know what, if I do want to have a chance to win this thing, I'm going to have to go full throttle, basically covering myself in blood. I only wanted to do those things if I could sit here and say that I played the best game and that I was proud of it. And I do believe that I did. I never ever wanted to come across as fake or disingenuous on a personal level. I tried so hard to separate those two things. I had people sobbing to me. I had people like truly deeply hurt with me, and I hate that. I fucking hate it. I do. I'm not a bad person, but in this game I was a villain. And it took me a long time to realize that. I think I put on a really nice smile, but I was very fucking cutthroat. I don't think it helped either that I was winning the majority of the competitions in the end game that basically secured people's fates. Like Karina, like you and I were locked in all game. I won the HOH and the veto the week you went home, and I basically was, I mean, at least on paper for that week was the reason you went home. And it didn't feel good. Like I didn't sit here and enjoy myself doing all those things, but I also did those things to sit here in this final two and say that I deserve to win, and I do believe that. And I also think that me not being nominated ever didn't give people a chance to feel like they were getting like any kind of like lick back or any kind of like uh what's the word? I don't want to say revenge, but more just like I was never on like that playing field with everyone else who was being nominated.
Can I ask a follow-up or no?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. So with that answer being said, like what do you think, like if the bitter jury was worth it to you in favor of the game that you played, at what points did it pay off? Do you feel like it was a move you had to make despite the backlash?
Yeah, I mean, I just kept hearing how much everyone hated me over and over again. And I was shocked. Like I like when I'm sitting here, this is my full and honest truth. I really love each and every person that is on the jury. Like that is my mind. I know that it's not reciprocated right now, and I understand, but also I don't think that anyone can deny that I played the fuck out of this game. I am the only person in BBSS history to sit in these final two chairs without ever being nominated. And on top of that, I had 8 competition wins compared to the closest was 3. I mean, I feel like those stats speak for themselves. They speak for the game that I played. It was aggressive, it was cutthroat, it was dominant, and it required a lot of fucking bloodshed and a lot of hurt feelings. And that makes me so sad. And I promise anyone after this game, I will show to you that I am a friend and I'm not like this horrible person that I feel like maybe I seemed in the game. But I did rationalize those two things as very separate in my mind. The game was the game and the personal was the personal. And unfortunately, they intertwined a lot of the time, which was a lot. It was hard.
Okay, I have my question for Juan. So there's been a narrative spun about you being a lock for the final two. on the week that I left, I made sure to discuss with everybody who it is that their ideal person in the final two would be, and almost unanimously, it was you. My question is, what did you do in the weeks leading up to the end game to secure that position for yourself? I'm asking more strategically, how did you put yourself in this position to be able to make it to the end without having to win these competitions?
Yeah. So on my day-to-day life, I am a more confident individual than what I was saying in the game. I played a character where I was always unsure of who I was close with, unsure of my moves, and I tried to make that happen in a way so people thought like, oh, he just happened to get here by accident. I am a more confident individual that like I showed people. And so in the weeks leading to like the end game, what I did was that I made sure that the boot order always made sense in a way that I was always going to be the priority to keep in the game. On Final Six, even though Damon was in theory the easier beat, you and I, Karina, worked really hard on getting Damon out, knowing that you were going to go home probably on either 4 or 5, because if I had sat next to Damon on the end, I go home, and that's a fact. So we needed to make sure that Damon went. And then on week 5, I was sitting next to you, and you went home because my idea of you going home 4 or 5 worked. And then on week 4, I had worked so hard on Caden to make sure that he thought that Danny was a big jury threat, when in reality he was my ideal GOAT in the end. I really thought that I was gonna beat Danny, but I just kept like beating this narrative, like Danny's gonna win, Danny's gonna win, Danny's gonna win, which I didn't fully believe against me in this scenario. And with Suba, I did the same thing. Caden's gonna win. Caden, Suba's gonna win because there has never been a female winner in 10 years of the season of the like the show. I was always giving more reasons to people as to why they were bigger threats at me. And even though I had made these big moves, I had made all of these connections, people decided to just stick to the whole win equity conversation without looking like more into like the future and how their decisions were going to just make it so people were fighting to go to the end with me, knowing damn well that I actually had win equity this whole time.
All right, Karina, are you satisfied? All right, Danny, you're up.
Honestly, I came into this not knowing what I would ask, and I still sort of don't, but I tried to come up with something. But Caden, I feel like you tried to make genuine connections and relationships through the game and did that. But do you regret any of the moves that you made to get where you are right now? And if so, what are they?
It's hard to say that I have full on regret when I know that I did those things that I did in order to secure a win. I told you that I regretted how I went about the final 9 week. That was such a big flub. But I was able to get through that. And I'm glad that I ended up doing what I did. I'm glad that I didn't use a veto that week because it was able to salvage a relationship with you. But if I had like any regret, if I sit here getting second place tonight, I will say that I confidently regret voting to evict you and Suba like that. And that was only to win this game. Truly. And I have a whole lot of guilt in my heart. That's the truth. But as far as regrets, like I feel like I have played a winning game. I can sit here and I can feel that in my heart that I have played a winning game. So I don't want to say that I have regrets because I got myself here.
Okay, thank you. Juan, I don't know if everyone else thought this, but I sort of perceived your game as a bit scrappy throughout it, constantly fighting to get to the end and finding a way to get out of the hole that you were dug into. Is this a true perception? I have your game, yes or no, and why?
It is true. I do think that it was my fault that I had to become scrappy though. I'm going to fully admit that. I feel like I had a little more joy playing from the bottom though. It was fun to just come up with plans to make sure that there was always someone in front of me. Which is why I had like when Damon left, when Karina left, when you left, it was something that I had organized in a way, not the boot order, but rather that like I knew that the three of you would always go before me. Um, and I feel like I was also forced to play a scrappy game because I wasn't winning competitions. I needed to just take my threat level and just minimize it as much as I could while also being an active player, because the last thing I wanted was to just get dragged to the end. I was active and people that were going home knew that I was being active, knew that I was trying my best to just like keep fighting and to take Kitten out. I failed because of the competitions. I tried. I've been trying to get Kitten out since Final Seven. Oh well. But I was my scrappiness comes from never wanting to give up and also never taking anyone for granted in this game. Even when like Kaylin and I had a rivals arc, I would always reach out to her and be like, just so you know, I respect the fuck out of you because you're a fighter. And even though you might not like me on a game level, I will still say good morning to you because I'm just that type of person. I never took anyone for granted and I was always grateful to just keep playing. And I feel like that's what like kind of like made me feel like as an underdog, I had potential to go to the end.
All right, thank you, and good luck to you both.
Perfect. Thank you, Danny. The 8 jurors so far have had the roundtable and things to discuss as well as plan out their questions. However, we have one juror left who is fresh out of the house. Suba, anything that you would like to know from your two former housemates here? You have the floor to ask away.
Is this being recorded?
We are currently streaming live to YouTube. However, the live is listed and will not be going, it will not be made public until far into the future after the season. So no one's seeing this right now, but this will be able to be viewed later.
By our tens of subscribers on YouTube.
That's a lot. That's a lot, y'all. Okay, well, first off, I miss y'all. Oh my goodness, I'm not like sorry. I crack under pressure. I wish I like could have said hi to y'all sooner. I wish I was like in the Joe chat just to say hey to y'all babies. But just say hey to y'all. Okay, questions, y'all. Literally there's like 8 people before me. I don't even know what to ask for myself. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting shy. Okay, Kaden. Okay. Question. What is it? So, what, throughout the game, you were saying like how you wanted us to be us two. You genuinely said at one point, I mean, I hope I'm not lying. Like you genuinely did not care if you would have lost, if that meant you would buy me. At what point did that change for you? Was it just like when it just came to final three, you're like, fuck, like, oh my goodness, or like whenever you started having your doubts and then I started having my doubts today, like what was that point? Tell me.
I think it was a manifestation of how much blood, sweat, and tears we put into this game. I think I realized probably at final, I want to say 6 post 6 shooter showdown, like not that I was gonna take you out, but that
Yeah.
we have all done everything in our fucking power to win. And I knew every single person from that point forward would do anything in their power to win. I think that also involved taking me out. I think if you would have won final HOH tonight, I think you would have also evicted me. I think that we wanted to do everything in our power to sit here in the end and give our speeches and prove why we win this game. And that was what motivated me. That is what kept me sane in this game, alongside obviously my genuine connections, but also at the same time, like I think everyone was putting themselves first. I think I'm getting a lot of backlash for it because of the competition wins, because of the overtness, because I did get super fucking close to like a lot of y'all. Like I truly like you guys are truly my friends. Like I will never ever like I would never lie about that. I have walked out of this game with more friends than I could have ever asked for. But I don't think that that ever was going to come between wanting to win this game, and I think that multiple people can also say the same thing.
Um, so I can ask a follow-up question? Yes. What is it? So what, whenever you're saying like final six, you were like, so you said like final six, you knew you didn't want to be against me,
No,
specifically like in the final.
that's not what I'm saying. My original final two was with Danny. That was my original final two, and we had our kind of issues earlier on in the game, and me and you didn't reconcile fully on a game level till probably I want to say final 8 or so, final 9. I think that's when we fully started to like get back in step with one another, and I think as Danny and as trust weaned, you got closer to me, and I did like I wanted you or I to win this game towards the end, especially in those final days where I was helping you win the competition and stuff. Like I mean it truly was a matter of you or I, but I did think you'd beat me, and my assumption was very much correct. As soon as I walked into this call, Jason's confirmation, I knew that I made the right choice tonight. I think I would have looked really, really, really foolish if I wouldn't have evicted you at the final 3, because that shows how great of a fucking game that you played.
Well, thank you for that. Okay. Okay. Next question for Juan. Okay. Can you, for me personally, list out like every single thing that your like action affected me? Because when you said like the whole sign thing, I didn't realize that you were kind of doing that to gain my trust. I thought you like genuinely had that best and like you wanted to keep signing. Or like, you were genuinely trying to put your best efforts in. So like with that, like what other parts could you say for me? Like where you were like, okay, I can pick Sue up during this and all that throughout the whole game for you.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the game, Jason and I had discussed that we wanted to work with Cyan and you, but we wanted to do it separately. I was going to work with Cyan, and he was going to work with you. Cyan got out. So I was like, okay, let me get Suba then. And my way of doing that was by leveraging my relationship with Cyan to you. Did I believe the flip was going to work? I had like 99%, I was 90% certain that it was not going to happen. If it did, though, I was going to get you and Cyan as like loyal numbers. I never fully expected that to happen. But I knew that like I was on a call with Cyan for like an hour trying to get votes and be like, you can go to these people, you can go to these people. And I knew he was going to tell you all of this. So I knew that he was going to tell you to trust me. And I was able, I feel like it worked. You were with me for the longest time until I decided to just tell Kaden, I'm going to give up my game in order to make Kaden look like the bigger threat. Um, Besides that, though, I did try to create an underdog alliance between you, Jamie, and I, but I couldn't make you guys work together. I tried so hard, but you guys just wouldn't hit it off. And so I decided for now, let me just take this individual relationships and try to see if I can take them as far as I could. Unfortunately, Jamie got lost at final 8, but I was able to just keep like track of you all the way to the end, to the point where you were going to take me to the end because you admitted that. You were going to cut Kaden and you were going to take me. That's like the two main things: the Cyan vote and me trying to just create this underdog type of alliance with you. That didn't work out, but I was able to, however, direct your target at Ashlyn, Kaylin, and Damon. I was always kept telling you the only person that I had heard that had mentioned Ashley's name was you, and no one else had. And I was like, this is so dangerous. So every time I spoke to her, I'd be like, so you don't like Ashlyn, right? I feel like you need to keep going a little harder on her. And I was doing I was trying my best because no one was looking at people and people were looking at me. I was trying to just make sure that the spotlights were all over the place. And then with Kaylin and Damon, I don't remember if you remember this conversation, but I tried to make it seem that they were at the top of the power structure, knowing damn well that it was Karina, Kaden, and I this whole time. But yeah, that's like my main thing when it comes to our strategic relationship.
Mm-hmm. So what, whenever you guys made your little 4-person alliance, was there any reason where did it just like cut off at like that 4-person? Or whenever it did become like the final 5 of us, were you like surprised that I made it that far considering I wasn't in your little alliance? Or what was your thought
I
of
was
how
not
like
surprised. The alliance was that the moment Kaden put me up. The group chat existed and we tried to be like, oh yeah, we need to keep the 4 of us. That was never happening. The four of us didn't believe in that. We knew that it was just like kind of like a lifesaver in case there was an emergency. But Kaden destroyed that. And then Kaden got Karina out. I wasn't surprised that you were in the end. I felt that Kaden thought that you were someone that was easier to drag, and since he was winning all of these competitions, he was able to do so.
and then I had one final question, I think. Oh, genuinely, if it was like you would have won the final HOH, would you have taken me or how would
I was
that
gonna
have
take you because I wanted to give the jury Caden's head on a platter, and I unfortunately couldn't pull the win at the end.
Mhm. Okay. I digress. I love everyone. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Suba. All right. So thank you, jury, for everything that you've asked or stated. Now we have one final chance from Caden and Juan to cover anything they may have missed during your questioning. This is their final plea to win the game, so please listen attentively. We've told each that they're going to have 3 minutes on the clock, and you don't have to take up that time, but we will be cutting you off at 3 minutes. So do either of you want to go first?
I'd say since Juan just answered, we should have Kaden go first here.
Okay.
Unless we want to quit a bit, but
No, that's fine. That's fine. All right. You ready? All right. Well, first off, I guess I owe everyone here an apology. If it wasn't clear that I was here to play the fuck out of this game, I am truly sorry if anyone felt like I truly wronged them, because I think that I did truly wrong a couple of you guys. And I hope that you see my game for what it is, and that I have played the fuck out of this game and was doing everything in my power to win. I mean, let's take a look at my record. I won 5 vetoes, 4 HOHs, and I was never ever nominated in this game, which has never happened before in BBS history. And my strategy was not just being a comp threat. I threw all sorts of competitions. I threw the first HOH, which I definitely could have won, to manage my threat level. I threw the double to Danny to manage my threat level as well. I also threw the final 9 HOH, thinking that I was really good with everyone that week. And I'm glad that I did, because it allowed me to win the final 8 HOH and see things for how they were. And that's on the same page. I won everything when I needed to. I knew that I needed to win week 3 when Damon and I were gonna go up with basically every duo. Final 8, I felt a huge shift with everyone, and I was correct. There was an alliance that was actively opposed to me, and I won that HOH to secure my safety, and I was able to find out all the details of that alliance. I also pulled through in the double to ensure Left Harry got evicted, which was my main target. And even when I didn't win, I had people going out of their way to win for me. Juan won travel arrangements, and he told me later that he regretted that win and that he shouldn't have won that HOH. I also, and they were doing that to secure my own safety. He won the HOH to secure my safety. I was a part of and made multiple alliances, including the most dominant alliance of the season, the Cunty Cowgirls, which was a continuation of the safe space between me, Karina, and Juan, which Juan did make. But I ensured that we pulled in Danny to create a unit, a 4-person alliance. It's what I wanted. I pulled in Danny. I had already told him about the safe space, essentially, and I wanted to ensure that I was in a 4-person alliance with all my closest people. I knew that I would be on the top of this pecking order. Karina told me about her 6-shooter showdown twist before anyone else. I heard about her secret veto before anyone else. Danny and I had a locked-in duo the entire season, and Juan told me that he felt he had told me the most about himself on a personal level during my HOH, which insulates how well insulated I was. I played the fuck out of the middle and even continued to do so after being clocked for it. I was a part of way other alliances, such as me, Danny, and Ashlyn, me, Danny, and Jason. I was a part of a quote-unquote majority alliance that was made after Riley started saying that I was a part of one. I was also in a 3 with Suba and Karina that was really close towards the end game. I was never blindsided in this game. I knew about the Jason vote long before it happened, and I did everything in my power to prolong it. I was the first person Karina told about her power. I also gave Suba all my notes in the end game to ensure that when I wasn't able to win HOH, that she did, and I kept myself off the block at Final 4. I was always at the forefront of this game, and I never touched the block. And I was criticized time and time again, but I did everything in my power to play a winning game, and I believe sitting here that I did. I am sorry that I hurt y'all's feelings, but if you respect the fuck out of this game like I do, you know that I have played a winning game and I have dominated the season. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Caden. Juan, the floor is yours. You will have the same 3 minutes. Whenever you begin, your time will start.
So, it is no secret that I love this game. I have a passion for Big Brother. Big Brother taught me fucking English. I love this game so much, but something that I also love is literature. And I see my game as a story. I see my game as a story that follows a plotline structure with exposition, the rise in action, the climax, the fall in action, and the resolution. When it comes to the exposition, I feel like my pre-jury was flawless. I was able to have so much power in the power structures that I was building. No one was coming after me besides Citrus, but Citrus had no power to do anything about it. And I was able to make sure that everyone thought that I was good with them on a strategic level. And when I made the Jason move, even though Jason is an insane player, he was not able to flip that vote because I had worked so hard beforehand to make sure that the votes were simply not going to go in his favor, even though he was trying so hard. That's the rising action. The Jason Blindside was the rising action. I was putting all of my social capital into that move because I wanted to have the structures that I had built with Jason for myself. I wanted Riley for myself. I wanted to have the Mafia alliance with Ashley and Danny for myself. I wanted to have District 8 with Kellen and Karina for myself. That's why Jason had to go, because I needed him out of this influence structure. However, something that I didn't count when it comes to the rising action was to encounter a new villain on day 20, which was Caden. He decided to nominate me and just destroy my fucking game. That was the climax, me being just like put into this like awful position, yet I gave my all. I was on a 3-hour call with Caden. I gave him I had logical reasons to why I needed to stay, emotional reasons, because apparently Caden works on emotion. I don't know. But also, I had made an alliance with Danny before, and even though it pained me to do so, I knew that on a strategic level, I needed to spill everything out in order to make sure that Danny, Ashley, and Jamie were bigger targets than me every single day. I lied about my closeness to Jamie so that Danny would be blamed for it, and that's why Danny was such a bigger threat, because some people thought that Danny and Jamie were closer than they actually were because I was able to just drive that narrative. The following action, however, came down to me not being able to win competitions. I had to play this, oh, I don't know what's going on type game. And I just had to make sure that like people left on the right order. I didn't win any competitions because I didn't need to. Caden was a gunner multiple times throughout the season if he hadn't won a specific competition. I just didn't need to. I was pretty well positioned. And even though I didn't have like straight power, I still had influence between that. And yeah, I was plotting his demise since Final Seven because the fact that he made me beg for my safety pained me on a personal level. That's fine. But I was making sure that people knew before they went out that I was trying to take him out. And that's why people were rooting for me over Caden, because I was trying my damn hardest. And the only reason why I couldn't do it was because of competitions. And then everything when it comes to story as a writer, when you're trying to craft a story, the idea is to make sure that it gives you a satisfying ending. And you guys, as the jury, are the ones who have the power to build that ending. Let me finally take over Caden and avenge the fact that he tried to destroy my game. Let me take out the person that has acted as my master and just beat the master as the student I am of the game. Thank you.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Juan.
Thank you both.
Thank you both. I can honestly say that the two of you just put on a very, very strong final two performance. And I do not want to speak for the jury, but speaking for myself, I do not know who is about to win this game right now. That is in the hands of the 9 people that you have been answering and pleading to tonight. Caden and Juan, your job in this game is officially over, and we now turn it over to the jury. Jury, in just a moment, not yet, we are going to send you to your diary rooms where you will cast your vote for a winner. To be very clear, you will type the name of the person that you would like to win Big Brother SS17. At the end of the day, as we said before, there is no set of rules or rule book that what makes a good winner. What we like to say here at BBSS is vote for the person that you feel best representing BBSS 17. With that being said, Stephen, unless you have anything to add here.
Yeah, just one final thing. I'm sure it was, if it wasn't said last night, like this is not a group decision either. This is your own personal decision. Really take into account with your vote, like your personal experience and how you got your information tonight from the final two. But this isn't like a group decision. So vote with who you think personally deserves to be the representation of this season. Anything else, Scott?
I don't think so. So with that being said, in just a moment, we are going to send you to cast your votes. When we do,
Or a winner.
For a winner, when we do, we ask that everyone please stay muted. Do not talk. Once we confirm that we have all 9 jury votes, you are allowed to unmute and talk. However, please do not reveal what you have done with your vote. We will be back with the winner reveal as well as hopefully some pre-jurors to reveal the winner and then dive into anything and everything that you all want to know. With that being said, jurors, for the final time this season, please cast your votes to win Big Brother SS7. I was about to say to evict. That's not the thing. Please cast your vote for a winner of BBSS 17. We'll be back shortly.
Everyone, we have all of the votes. Give us a few moments to make our graphics and tally them. We'll let some pre-jurors in as they arrive. You all can speak now and talk. Please just don't talk about the vote at all, how you voted, anything like that. I won't be listening to, so don't do that. Okay, you guys can.
Guys, don't think I'm stupid, please. Please don't think I'm a fool. Like, I'm just a girl. First time playing.
Tuba, you were supposed to break the Sean recruit curse, girl.
Girl, Sean has not texted me in hours, and I literally can't even face him. I'm scared to face him, y'all. Y'all should have just done it for me. Think about my physical safety. I can't face him. I literally can't. One of y'all two should have taken me for that alone.
So, Sean has been on the wiki every single day while I was studying. He was always there, and I could feel his eyes on me. And I was like, this man is probably forcing Suba to study as I look at the wiki right now.
He's crazy. His impact is strong. I can't lie. He has a strong impact.
Hey, you broke the curse, kind of. You got paid.
You know what?
So you kind of already broke it. So he can't be too mad.
He can't be. I hope not.
Okay, we do our best. Sean is not a good coach though, because he told me to open that damn package. I was not going to go to the general store. He told me to open that damn package. Tell me why I got third nominee automatic. I was already on the block. I was like, well,
that was rough. That was really rough. I can't lie. Oh my God, guys, why are you guys all silent? Don't, guys, are you guys okay? Like, is everyone okay? Guys, I lost. Like, please, like, everyone's unmute. Like, let's have a party. But yeah, no, honestly,
do I have to recast my vote? I just realized I couldn't vote for Suba.
Guys, if you want to party with me.
I support women's rights and wrongs.
Girl,
I supported all of
let's live
Suba's
it up.
wrongs. Suba, you literally couldn't have done any wrong in my eyes. Every single time that you survived, I was like, guys, Suba is manipulating these men. Like, girl power.
Girl, that's what I thought. Don't even.
5
cents. That's crazy. I mean, yes. You know what? Damon is the real winner. Like, what did I get? Emotional turmoil. I literally lost hours for my job. I am behind on my project because of this damn game. Run me my money, Scott and Stevens. Someone run me, Damon. Donate that shit to me because my bosses are mad at me, baby. Please.
Juan,
I got paid to do this.
I'm no longer upset with you. You ate this up tonight. I'll give you that. I'm okay. But you sent me home when I got that stupid. You sent me home and I got that stupid fucking jail thingy. Literally, I look so dumb because of you. And the edit's gonna make me look dumb.
I thought the same thing and I felt bad, but then I reread like the message. You're gonna get it the week after, so you're gonna be out of the house. You're not gonna be on jail on like week 5. You're gonna be on jail in week 6.
When they put my little eviction poster, it's just the jail cell.
Yes.
I don't even know what
I'm over it. Let me say this.
Oh, Riley, did you actually
Juan, if I catch you in a game again, your ass is out first. I'm on your ass in the future.
Riley, did you actually have the flip vote? She's silent.
Girl, you had me convinced. I was like, guys,
you had me Y'all, I want to know who genuinely told you. I want to know how genuinely everyone comes up with lies out of their asses. Like, I genuinely, how do you think, oh yeah, let me do this? Like, Karina, when you fucking told me that, I was like, that's so weird. Damon also told me he had money. Like, wasn't it too money? Like, literally, when I fucking clocked y'all, I was like, this is so weird. There must be like a 1 penny and a 5 cents, like cash prize. Like, that's weird. And then y'all were trying to gaslight the fuck out of me. Like, I'm dumb as hell. I can't lie. I'm not gonna say if I was. Maybe I was.
Guess what I got instead?
I
lost my vote.
You lost. Crazy. No, literally, Damon. That's what I no like. Remember, whenever it was like when you were like the final 6, like on your eviction. Like I was like, Damon genuinely has always told me the truth. Like you have never lied to me genuinely. I can't lie, Damon. You have always told me the truth. But yes.
Sorry about lying about Science, Suba. I knew he was not saying.
Yeah, I can't lie. That gagged the fuck out of me when you just said that. I said, why are we talking about my
I
bestie's
tried.
game?
I tried for like an hour, and then I realized. Do you know what his plan was? He wanted to add random people at a group chat and try to convince him to stay. And I was like,
Hi
"Sion, we're not doing
guys, we're
that."
not ready quite yet, but welcome our first pre-juror of the night.
Okay.
Welcome back, Cyan.
Woo!
Welcome back, Cyan. Just to give you a heads up, the votes were cast and we are counting them and making our graphics right now. So we're about to find out the winner, but welcome back.
I miss you and I love you.
Hi everyone. Oh my gosh. Y'all really turned it out. Y'all really ate that game up. Like 10 out of 10. Like, oh my God. Like, let's go. Truly. Pleasure to be back.
Don't even say shit.
Diane, your girl Suba was about to win until she lost.
You know, I really, the telekinetic, the pathways were linked. I was doing like dances, like I was really praying out here. Hands and knees, hands and knees.
Literally.
But congratulations
you want to tell everyone?
Like, oh my God.
Sorry.
You
say what you're gonna say. I
No,
just wanted Damon to
congratulations.
say something.
Y'all all killed it. Juan and Kaden, like y'all worked it. Y'all worked it. Congrats to all the jury. Like, I cannot wait to see all this back.
Oh, well, besides Jason, before we go,
No,
I'm
in
sorry,
all-
y'all. I would have, thank God I'm not in final two, because I would not have been able to answer any of y'all's fucking questions. I would have been like, I would have been like, what the hell you kind of asked me, y'all? I said, yeah. Literally, I would have stuttered. I would have flopped. I would have been like, what is happening? I did not know y'all were asking us questions, literally. I was like, oh, I was thinking, you pops wouldn't need it to shut the hell up, but don't say that.
Also, I feel like
he's not wrong.
I don't think anyone wants to hear this. I think our season sucked, guys.
Oh damn, that's tea.
It
What's
was
like
terrible.
the overall consensus?
It was a bad season. There were no moves made. The only moves that happened were Damon backdooring Cyan, and he got like demonized for it. And the other move was me backdooring Jason, and my game got destroyed because of it. We didn't have any moves. We were voting people because they were crying or not. That was what happened in this game. It was terrible.
Damn, that's real tea. You know what, Khan? You kind of said facts. I can't even lie. Why you kind of
I can finally talk my truth, okay? I was trying to be like,
okay.
I don't know what's going. I don't want to make people upset. I don't care. This was terrible season. I tried my best.
You're so right. I agree because I would just joke around, like I would joke around, talk shit, and then people would be like, "Caitlin wants you gone." Girl, wait, what world?
That's funny.
I'm joking. I would joke about myself too, and everyone's like,
"Police
brother, you're supposed to be a little messy, a little fun."
Oh
like,
my God! Actually, Karina, thank you for letting me talk my shit. You were the only person that wasn't looking at me weird when I was being like, I don't like this person. I don't like this person. I don't like this. I love you, Karina. Mwah.
I felt like such a bitch for half the season because I was like, man, like, am I the only one who's like not being the moral police?
Damn. I can't. Yo, y'all, deadass. Did I ever like lie to someone? Okay, maybe.
Didn't you break a final 3 with Karina?
That was not. I could not have done anything. Kaden was always gonna vote her out. Let's just be real. There was no way I could have taken Karina to the final 3 because Kaden had the ultimate power at the end of the day. Unless Danny was gonna flip his vote, which he damn well was not. But
I would have. I don't know if you were down. I don't know. I was definitely thinking about it. I wasn't like 100% decided, but at the same time, I thought you were 100% decided.
You know what I realized?
Was that my fucking mistake? I knew Suba would have kept me if you did.
Do you know what's so genuine? I'm so pissed. Like,
are you saying that in hindsight, Danny, because you knew that I was right? Because let me tell you, whatever.
Let me just say, Juan and Kaden, you two ruined the season the moment y'all decided to get rid of Karina and Suba. Y'all couldn't have thrown your games away. You guys couldn't have thrown away your games for women.
I was trying to save Karina. What do you mean? But he was the care against me.
You should have just let
you should
yourself
have
go.
self-evicted.
Given up.
You should have just let yourself go. You should have been like,
self-evicted.
You know
I claimed that at day 10, y'all. I still should have. Damn. But
my
also,
final,
Juan, I do want to say that video, it was fully to troll. I'm so sorry. It was so
okay,
mean.
I'm gonna be
fully to troll.
it hurt me for like a day. It was terrible. But then I was like, I'm gonna use this to my advantage. I don't fucking care. I was sending this video like he was fucking bread. I was like, Jason hates me, I'm not winning. Jason hates me, I'm not winning. Jason hates me, I'm not winning. Jason hates me, I'm not. I was trying because it did like shook me a little. I was because this was the day that Kaden betrayed me, and then I get the video, and this is the worst day of my life. I want to kill myself. Like, what the fuck's
That
going
was a
on?
low blow. That was the timing of the video was kind of crazy.
That wasn't my decision. They told me to get it in as soon as possible. I pushed it
I
off for
wanted a
days.
fucking
I pushed it off for
Janelle
days. I felt
cameo.
bad.
I wanted a Janelle cameo, and I got a Jason
Janelle
roasting
cameo?
session.
Maybe they don't got the money
We
for
gave
that. They
Damon
need 5 cents to
$0.05. We were
David.
not going to pay that much money for Janelle.
The cash prize this season was 5 cents. If you think we were chewing out money
And unclaimed.
now,
Damon
I'll-
told us to donate it to charity, which we said we're going to keep it then.
all right, everyone. We are back. The votes are in, and it is finally time to reveal the results of BBSS 17. Before we do that, we just want to thank you all for playing this season. BBSS is nothing if not for the people that play it. Steven and I started this with our friends from home over 5 years ago now, which is absolutely crazy. And the fact that it has been a slow branch into friends of friends, friends of friends of friends, people from the fandom that found us randomly, people from the fandom who found us from people that found us randomly, from friends of friends. One of the reasons why I keep hosting is to meet people like you all. So please keep in touch. I really enjoy getting to know all of you, for those that I didn't know before. And of course, the ones that I knew before. Love you even more now. Steven, anything to add?
Yeah, just a thank you for another season of Big Brother. Again, we love doing it. We also love how hard you all played this season. There have been times when, not many times, but times when people get to the end and it's just over. Like there's no competition, and we're lucky to have such active players this season and a very competitive final too. So thank you for that. And Final 3 and Suba. You're there too. But with that, Caden and Juan, there can be only one winner here. So with that, we're going to reveal the winner of season 17. We're going to reveal one juror at a time. You want to see your name pop up on the keys. That is a vote for you to win.
Here we go. Starting with Jason. Jason has cast his vote for Caden to be the winner of Big Brother. That is one vote for Caden.
Riley has cast her game-winning vote for Juan to be the Big Brother, to be the winner of Big Brother. We are tied at one vote apiece.
Moving on to Kaylin. Kaylin has cast her vote for Caden to be the winner of Big Brother. We are at 2 votes for Caden, 1 vote for Juan.
Jamie has cast her vote for Juan to be the winner of Big Brother. We are tied again, 2 votes for each of you.
Ashlyn has cast her vote for Juan to be the winner of Big Brother. We are at 3 votes for Juan, 2 votes for Caden.
Damon has cast his vote for Caden to be the winner of Big Brother. We are tied again. We have 3 votes for Caden and 3 votes for Juan.
Alrighty, moving on to Karina's vote. Karina has cast her vote for Juan to be the winner of Big Brother. We are currently sitting at 4 votes Juan, 3 votes Caden, 2 votes remaining. It takes 5 to win.
Danny has cast his vote for Caden to be the winner of Big Brother. We are tied. 4 votes for Caden, 4 votes for Juan. It comes down to Suba's vote.
Alrighty. With the final vote and deciding the winner of this season, Suba has cast her vote for. Congratulations, Kate. You are the winner.
You are the winner of Big Brother.
Holy fucking shit. That was close. Oh my God.
Congratulations. Both of you, a well-fought game by 1 vote. Caden, you are the winner this season of season 17. Do you have anything to say?
Oh my God, thank you guys so much. I am so sorry. I had no idea I hurt everyone's feelings so deeply. I am so sorry. Like from the bottom of my heart, I truly love each and every one of you. I do feel like this was the right choice, and I'm so fucking grateful to represent this season and all the hard work we put in. Thank you so much.
And thank you as well to Juan. Again, a well-fought season. Very deserving to be sitting here.
Wow. Thank you guys. Fuck.
Before we officially wrap this season up, there is one more award to give out for the evening, and that is Production's Favorite. We do nominate 3 people for this very astute award, but in the end, only one can win. After much deliberation, the top 3 were Danny, Karina, and Kaylin. Steven, would you do the honors of revealing the winner?
And Production has chosen their favorite to be Karina. Congratulations, Karina. Thank you so much for playing this season. And
thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, do I get to say something?
Sure, go for it. Speak.
I have loved Big Brother for forever, and I've never been able to play in org, and so I'm really glad. I think I sent you guys a message. I said like I'm so glad that this was like my first experience doing one of these online games. So I'm really grateful for the experience. I can't say I don't have regrets, but you know that's why I'm coming back to some other place, to some other time. I need my redo.
Thanks, Karina. All right, and with that, thank you to everyone. Another successful season of Big Brother is done. We will say at some point in the future, in the next few months, season 18 is coming. And we are looking for people as well. A lot of you are recruits. Now it's your turn to be the recruiters.
Pass it forward.
Y'all just don't sleep.
Pass it forward. We're taking a break.
Well, except we will very much be sleeping after this season because, oh my God, I need a break.
But with that, thank you, everybody. And we're going
to go off live here. And then we're welcome to stay along and